Hello and welcome once again to Factory Town. So this is the second episode to a new series on the channel, for a new game in fact, that came out very recently. We are partway through the tutorial-ish area of the game, where it sort of gives you tips and more instructions on how to sort of progress. So we are following this, as this is the first time I've actually played the game. I have had a bit of a look at the game before. Again, not played it, but just looked at it and followed its development. So I do know some of the stuff to do with the game, but this is the first time I'm actually playing it. So at the moment, it wants us to build a general goods store. Now, a general goods store is very much like a market is, but instead of food, it's for bricks and wheels and things like that. But again, it is to sell to the houses, so it does want to be in this sort of area. So if we take a look at the general store, it requires 100 gold coins. That's going to take a little while. Requires 6 stone bricks. That's not going to take very long. Might pay to actually increase the number of houses, although there's not really space. Tell you what I will do instead then, I will upgrade these houses that we already have. Although, again, that does take yellow coins. There we go. So, all of my houses are... Oh no, there's a level 1 still. All the rest, level 2? Yep. There we go. So by upgrading the houses, they'll consume their resources a little bit faster, and so buy resources more often, which obviously will increase our coin count quicker. Upgrading the houses also gives me more workers to work with, so yeah. I mean, I could hire a couple more people to harvest apple trees and things like that. That's an idea, of course. Yeah, you know what? Have 2 more people. 1 on apples and 1 on berries. It can't hurt. Well, I say it can't hurt. It can, but it won't at the moment. At least I don't think it will. Now, one thing I do actually want to do is get a crate. Now, is a crate a single item? I'm not sure. Crate. Oh, damn you. If you hover over the picture, it gives you actual... So, small storage. Yeah, it doesn't tell me how big that small storage is. Might go with a barn then. Where is the information on the barn? There it is. 10 wood. I've not got any wood. Oh, because all my wood is currently being turned into wagon wheels. Okay. No, stop. You help harvest wood for wagon... you know... We've already built lots of wagon wheels. Harvest some wood for just normal use, please. This is what happens when you don't stop it from doing that. I'll tell you what, we'll have a worker here. I'd just like this worker to harvest grain and take it to the base. And I'm doing that because later on I can plant my own plants. However, to plant a plant, you need to have some of what you're planting in stock. So if I don't have grain, for example, in stock, I won't be able to build any wheat farms. If I don't have carrots in stock, I won't be able to build a carrot farm. So I just want to get some of these items into a storage space so that I know in the future I can build as many farms and things like that of that variety that I want. Just one of those things to keep in mind. If you don't store it, then it could come back to bite you later. We do have enough stuff now for a what are we going for? A general store, that's the one. So we'll build that here as soon as that guy is out of the way. There we are. So as you can see, this general store can sell planks, it can sell stone bricks, all sorts of things that we don't even have yet. Wonderful. So, different types of goods earn different currency, which we'll need for research and specialised buildings. Click on the economy button. There we go. So as you can see, different things are worth different amounts. Deliver a stone brick to the general goods store. You would, wouldn't you? Okay. In which case, I'm going to need structures, scaffold blocks. So, wooden bridge. Of course, I don't have enough materials for it. Structural blocks. Yeah, wood bridge. Yeah. Okay, stone bridge. Can you build it from there? There we go. That's not what I wanted. How do you delete something? Remove block. That's how you delete something. Okay, so now we have a bit of a bridge over this water. Tell you what, the wagon can do this. So you can grab some of those bricks and deliver them to the general store. And I'll get a worker that will continue the job that the wagon was doing. Now, I'm not going to sell all of my bricks because, yeah, that's not a good idea. But for the moment, I'll sell a couple, just because the game is asking me to do so. Hey, done. So, selling a brick earned me a red coin. A school will let you research many new buildings and useful technologies. Open the building menu, build a school. Okay, so there's a school. Now, I do know that a school will require paper or books or something like that. So it needs to be near trees and water. I think the school can go right there. And we've just unlocked paper. So a sheet of paper suitable for writing and research. Thank you very much. The lumber mill can now produce paper. This recipe requires water. Okay. So before I do anything else, I would still like a barn. Why can't I build a barn? Because I still don't have the required wood. Really? Did I just use some on the school? That's possible. So I would like farming to be the very first thing we research. I probably have enough grain in the base now. I don't need 2 tons of it. I just needed some. I suppose we can just deliver the berries there. Do the same thing for the berries, pears and apples. Again, it's just to make sure I have some available. So that, you know, later on, I've got some. Okay. So, if we look at a lumber mill, you'll see that if I'm near to the water's edge, the building has a sort of line of blue. And what that means is, if I build the building there, it will automatically be supplied with water. So if I build this building right here, it will automatically suck up some of the water from that water, from the river, lake, and I won't have to supply it manually. If I build a lumber mill here, if I wanted to make paper, I would have to go into buildings and build a well and supply water in that way. So as we're near water, I may as well provide water from there. So, select paper, and as you can see, it should automatically get any of the water it requires, although it's not. Why are you not? Why aren't you getting water automatically? Is it because it's... Oh, hang on. I know what might have happened. Yeah, remove. There we go. Yeah, because it raised the building on these scaffold blocks, that's why it didn't work. Typical. So I'm going to have to lower the terrain before building that wood workshop, otherwise not going to happen. Okay, let's try again. Paper. Yes, as you can see, it's no longer red, so it is getting the water it requires. Perfect. Oh, that was annoying. Okay. And if we put some chutes just along there like that, I can have a couple of workers grabbing wood and delivering it to the chute. Then I'll need one more worker just there to grab paper and take it to the school. Hey! Working. And as you can see, as we're delivering the writing supplies, it's producing research and we are moving towards farming. And you may also have noticed that our buildings are working that little bit harder. The speed is now 110%. That's because we've gone over that 10 happiness mark. So we're getting a production bonus just from all our people being happy, which is awesome. Now, I do still need red coins at the moment, which is why I'm leaving the wagon to continue to do its thing. 5 berries? No, keep going. I want more than 5 berries. I think we are close to finishing the tutorial at this point. So, what else can be researched? Oh, basic logistics will be fun. And a forestry, that. I think farming and then forestry is probably the way to go. Because farming will allow us to automate production of grain and food, and a forestry will allow us to automate tree growth. Which, both of those things are kind of important. The food, because the more food we produce, the more we sell to our houses, and the more we sell to our houses, the happier they are, and the more money we make. So, yeah. Now, I would like to lower this terrain while I've got the money to do so. You can lower every other block because it lowers sort of the surrounding ones as well. Ah, too low. Oh dear. You've also got this tall grass, which does make it a little harder to see what I'm actually modifying. Now, I can't alter the terrain of like these squares, but I can alter the terrain next to them, which will sometimes lower them anyway. We're getting there. Oh, we've run out of money. Okay. Still, I think that is lowered quite a bit, so I should be able to build a couple of houses now. These houses could just run along, I suppose. Does that look okay? Not really. No. Not happy with that. Thank you for the research. Okay. I'll leave that single track road. I want to... Well, unfortunately, I've put my food market in that there now, so I kind of have to leave that single track road. Damn it. See, this is what happens. You try and build for the future and then you mess up one simple thing. Like a road. Does it matter if I have a single track road between houses? Because I'm not sending vehicles or anything down there. So it shouldn't matter. In which case, I could move all of these. Yeah. So we'll delete that one and put it one step closer. That one can go there, house can go there. And we'll delete those two as well and move them closer as well. And then, yeah, the proportions will be perfect. I did waste some resources there, but if it looks better by the end of it, I don't care. Because the resources, I can just get them back. They're not that terrible. Ooh, end of tutorial. Hooray! So, yeah, research of forestry next, please. Yeah, as I say, it would be nice to shift these houses one closer, but they're not terribly in the way for the moment. I think it's probably a good idea if I just wait a little while to build up some more cash. Because I kind of spent it all. What were you doing? People, what are you all doing? So I've got 3 people working on wood to the chute, which is fine. 1 worker grabbing stone to the base. 1 getting carrots, 1 getting grain, 1 getting grapes. Then we've got stone to a chute. The lumber mill to the base. Wood to the base, yep. Apples to the food market. That one's taking a little while, but that's understandable. Yeah, I have no idea what that worker was doing before. Okay, you can just grab some apples. May as well make use of them, I suppose. Oh, in fact, were you... No, because there's the worker that's delivering the grain. So, yeah, no, I have no idea what that worker was doing before. So, yeah. 14 grapes. I suppose that's fine for the minute. Grab some pears. Yeah. Grab a few pears, please. Next. Oh wow, you can cross the water. Now, people do move slower because they're moving through resources like that, but it's not something that matters too much because I'm just grabbing a couple of the pears. Do I want food production here and then delivered to the market, maybe? That might work. So we can now produce farms. So the farm will have this radius around it, as you can see, and that's the radius where you can build. Where are we? Farm tiles. So when you build farm tiles, that's the tile that obviously the farms will use to grow. However, what you can do is if I build a farm and it already has resources in its radius, so if I built a farm here, for example, linked resources, grapes. So it would automatically be growing those grapes again as they're used. So, I mean, that's not a bad idea. Oh, I could put one there. And that will get both the grapes and some of the grain. Yeah. That's a good spot for the moment. So, as you can see, if I apply water, things grow faster. If I apply fertilizer, things will grow faster. But this farm building will produce grain and grapes at a reasonable rate. So now what I can do is my workers, whoever was grabbing grapes, for example, I can now tell you to grab the grapes from here and deliver them to the workshop. Same thing with the next person. So yeah, you're grabbing the grapes from the farm. So this person, again, grab the grapes from the farm. So rather than picking the grapes from here, they're going to grab them from the farm, which won't run out, which is always nice. So there's 3 of them. Is that all of them now? Looks to be. So you're grabbing grain. Same thing from the farm to that, rather than harvesting yourself. There is a worker somewhere. I'm sure there's one more worker grabbing grain. Oh no. I'm sure there should have been 3 on grain. Maybe I moved one of them to grapes by accident. I think I may have done. Okay, so that worker instead grabbed the grain and deliver it there. But yeah, so they'll grab the grain now and they'll deliver it. Although, instead, because this farm is producing at a decent rate, yeah, you know what? all these workers can just disappear. So I've got 3 that are going. There's one. I knew I hadn't got them all. So, workers. Yep, no one is now getting grapes or grain. And instead, what I want are 2 wagons. One to grab the grain and bring it here. One to grab the grapes and bring it here. Because for the price of a single worker, I can move 4 instead of 3 at a time. Or 2 at a time for the grapes. And we'll put a road in, just so things are a little quicker. Really? Can't afford... Oh, because that requires wood, and I have no wood currently. Oh, God. Ugh. It's because most of my people are going over here for the wood. Okay. Well, let's run this over the water. And then they can run it from here, which will be much quicker. One more, and that will be fine. Come on, build the things that it needs. Probably wood that it needs to deliver. Perfect. Right. That will certainly speed this up a bit. Now there's a couple of... Well, there's a single person grabbing wood still using this path, so I will leave him to do that still. Well, that's not going any faster on that road, really, is it? Paths. Now, I do know if I use actual roads, the carts will definitely be faster. And I can put roads over bridges such as that. Yep, just there as well. So that should speed up the cart's movements just a little bit. I suppose I'll add that as well, just to speed it up a little bit. Perfect. I'm quite happy with this so far. Oh, and we've just completed the forestry. So if we look in farming, we've got the farm tile, we've got tree planters, we've got apply fertilizer and apply water. Now, what research should we do next? I think basic logistics, because that gets me the cloth conveyor belts. And once I have conveyor belts of some description, I can properly start automating things. Now, I may destroy certain things so that I can rebuild the layouts and sort of make it more efficient. But once I've got the forestry up and running and farms up and running and things like that, it doesn't really matter if I destroy stuff, because it's just a little bit of extra time for it to rebuild. because the resources at that point that I'm using for the most of my buildings will be infinite. Obviously, I've still not got infinite stone. However, I believe there are researches available eventually that will basically make mining infinite as well. Again, eventually. But thank you very much for joining me, guys. We're out of the tutorials now, so now we are completely alone and more likely to mess up. So, hopefully you have been enjoying the episode and the series so far. Hopefully you'll join me for the next episode. And if you want to see the series continue, please like, comment, and subscribe. It lets me know that you're enjoying the series and you want to see it continue. And I shall see you next time.